Why no aquarium can house a great white shark. Even if you're like obsessed with aquariums and have been to a million of them, there's one ocean homie you'll never catch chillin' behind glass: the great white shark. Yep, not a single aquarium on this planet has one. These absolute units of the sea live in cool coastal waters all around the world. Their vibes? They can rock a gray, brownish, or even straight up black top, but their belly's always giving clean, crisp white, which is why we call them great whites in the first place. Now, size-wise, they're wild. Most great whites pull up at about 15 feet long, but some legends grow to a massive 20 feet. Weight? These beasts can tip the scales at a whole 7,000 pounds, using their mega-powerful tails to zoom through the ocean at speeds hitting 35 miles per hour, like literal torpedoes. And let's talk teeth. Their mouths are basically horror movie material. They're packing around 300 super sharp teeth, lined up in 6 or even 7 savage rows. Insane, right? But plot twist: even though they look hella scary, great whites aren't actually out here hunting humans like in the movies. Scientists say there's usually less than 10 attacks a year. Sharks are just nosy AF. They'll sometimes take a little test bite to figure out what you are, then realize you're not their vibe and dip. Great white sharks aren't missing from aquariums because they're too dangerous. It's actually way sadder than that. They just straight up can't survive in captivity. Every time humans have tried to keep them locked up, it's ended in heartbreak. The first time anyone tried was way back in 1955, when a great white got snatched and sent to marine land of the Pacific in LA. Spoiler alert, the shark didn't make it. By the time 2003 rolled around, people had already made 25 attempts to keep great whites in tanks, and every single one was an epic fail. One brutal example: in 1992, a young great white was brought into the Steinhardt Aquarium in San Francisco. They even hooked it up with a massive 100,000-gallon tank, but the poor thing passed away from shock within one day. Even SeaWorld in San Diego tried their luck in 2003. They managed to keep a great white alive for 16 days, but eventually realized they were fighting a losing battle and decided to release it back into the ocean. Now, the real MVP moment happened in 2004, when the Monterey Bay Aquarium actually kept a female great white shark for over 6 months. Record-breaking stuff. She was living large in a 1.2 million-gallon tank and even grew like 14 inches while she was there. But plot twist: the happy vibes didn't last. Turns out she started going full savage and attacked all the other sharks in the exhibit, so they had no choice but to release her too. Monterey Bay Aquarium didn't stop after that first big win. They actually kept a few more great whites over the years. Some of these sharks managed to vibe for like 11 days. Others held on for 5 months, but in the end, every single one had to be set free for one reason or another. Some sharks simply outgrew their tanks, while others started acting all kinds of off, refusing to eat or swimming headfirst into the tank walls like they just couldn't deal anymore. One shark even got too playful and wild, so they had to let it go before things got messy. Another shark, released back into the ocean in 2011, looked totally fine in the aquarium, but sadly passed away just a week after being set free. The most recent L came in 2016, when Japan's Okinawa Chirami Aquarium gave it a shot. A great white showed up, but within 3 days it stopped eating and kept slamming into the tank walls. Eventually, it just sank to the bottom, and no amount of effort could save it. The reason? Straight up captivity broke it. So, why do great whites crash so hard in tanks when other sharks seem to handle it? Scientists are still trying to figure it out, but they've got a few theories. One big one? Depression, bro. Great whites can live as long as humans out in the wild, so it makes zero sense for them to just give up after a few days, unless the vibe of being trapped literally destroys them mentally. Honestly, it's giving major mental health crisis vibes. Scientists think the real problem for great white sharks in captivity might be psychological. Yeah, believe it or not, even these absolute beasts can get hit with depression, especially when they don't have enough room to live their best life. Big fish like great whites need insane amounts of space. Their bodies are literally shaped like torpedoes, so they can cruise crazy fast across long distances without breaking a sweat. These legends can swim almost 6,900 miles, like from Australia to Africa, in just 99 days, keeping an average speed of 25 miles per hour. Oh, and fun fact, they can even launch themselves a wild 25 feet out of the water. Straight up acrobats. But no aquarium, no matter how bougie, can give them the open highway vibes they need. So what happens? Great whites stuck in tanks start ramming into the sides, basically trying to do what they would in the wild, but failing miserably. You've probably heard people say sharks gotta keep moving to survive, and for great whites, that's 100% facts. They're what we call obligate breathers, meaning they have to keep water flowing through their gills to breathe. No movement, no oxygen. In those cramped tanks, they can't swim freely, and it wrecks their breathing. They'll try to swim faster, open their mouths wider, desperately trying to get more water through their gills, but it's just not enough. Some even end up choking from low oxygen or straight up starving because they can't function right. And if that wasn't wasn't bad enough, great whites are hella picky eaters. They're all about the hunt, live prey only. In captivity, they usually refuse to eat because, like, who wants to be hand-fed by a human when you're built to be an apex predator? Sometimes, if they're starving, they'll settle for what's offered, but it just makes them even more depressed. Eventually, they stop eating altogether and lose the will to live. It's honestly heartbreaking.